is Common Ground, creating equity through public policy and community engagement.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Common Ground. I'm Lynn Vaughn with exciting news for the residents of the Adamsville community and surrounding neighborhoods. The long-awaited Adamsville Regional Health Center is open. There was standing room only as the residents of District 5 and community leaders gathered to take in the reality of the new center, a long-held dream.
On behalf of the staff of Health and Human Services, as well as Facilities and Transportation, let me say thank you to you and thank you to the Board of Commissioners. We are here today because the Board of Commissioners said no to health disparities in Fulton County and passed a resolution directing the county manager and staff to come up with solutions.
The combined efforts of health services, housing and human services, libraries, art council, and cooperative extension forge a commitment to providing programs that will directly address disparities and improve the quality of life of the clients and visitors to the facility.
It was a very proud moment for the county leaders who fought to make this happen.
When the children and their mothers walk through these doors, it's just like when you walk through the Harriet Darnell Center. They get the same message, and that is, we respect you. We are servants.
I want to, as the chair of the Board of Commissioners, want to give proper acknowledgement, commendation to my colleague who has been in the forefront of this effort, Vice Chair Emma Darnell. Let's give her a round of applause for her wonderful, wonderful leadership.
Following the ceremonial ribbon cutting, visitors and staff excitedly toured the facility.
Oh my God, I mean, it's state of the art. So I am going to be using the facilities as long as I can get an appointment to do that. I'll be encouraging more of my neighbors to come and check it out also.
I think that it came right off just as we discussed in the meetings and some of the things that they were offered. I see everything in place, and I think it's going to be a beautiful experience for the entire community.
Now, getting to the day of the grand opening was no easy task. The months of planning and the execution of those plans all began with a stunning design. The dramatic arch of the new Adamsville Regional Health Center rises to welcome all who pass by, even as crews inside and outside the building complete their work. The architecture firm Stanley, Beeman, and Sears created the striking design with what Betsy Beeman says was unprecedented community input.
They wanted a second elevator in the building in case the first elevator went down. So we were able to accomplish that. They also wanted to make sure that the building was very, very accessible. So the corridors in the building are especially wide. In the clinic area, there's not any corridors less than 6 feet. Inviting,
bright, full of life and wellness, the center was designed with those attributes in mind, says Beeman. The inspiration for the cream and brown color palette with red accents, she says, was this work by famed multimedia artist Radcliffe Bailey, himself an Adamsville native.
On the exterior of the building, there are two sort of entry elements. And on the inside of those elements, there is a red metal panel on the wall and the ceiling. And when you're in the lobby space, you can see that red from the outside. And we just thought it was a nice element of surprise. And also, I mentioned Radcliffe Bailey and our inspiration in some of his paintings. There was one painting in particular that had this color palette. And so we really built upon some of his ideas of color to incorporate it in the building.
Bright orange will greet the children of visitors to the center. They will be taken care of in this space while parents attend to business. When we come back, a closer look at the Child Care Center with Health Services Director Dr. Patrice Harris. We'll be back in a moment. Hello again. Welcome back to our Common Ground recap on the making of the Adamsville Regional Health Center. Now, if children aren't in school, parents often have to bring them along when they have doctor's appointments. At the Adamsville Regional Health Center, that's just fine. How many times has not having a babysitter caused you to have to cancel or to miss an appointment? Well, that's a problem that the child care area here at the new center is in place to prevent.
Inside this brightly colored room will be activities of all sorts, reading materials, games and toys, cots for naps, and of course, experienced child caregivers.
And just in case the kids get antsy and need to burn off some energy, outside this door is their fenced-in playground.
It features a jungle gym with a dual slide, stationary rubber bongo drums, and a driving center. Health Services Director Dr. Patrice Harris says that is just the beginning.
There are many other services that will be offered here that focus on children. First of all, our Women, Infants, and Children's program, our WIC program. You know, healthy nutrition is important from the time a mom is pregnant up until the time, of course, in the first couple of years of life of the baby. So important to have very good nutrition, and so our WIC program will have what I consider a state-of-the-art space here for the WIC program. Of course, children can come here to get dental services. They will also be able to come here to get pediatric services.
And don't forget the continuation of teen clinic and, of course, immunization.
Now, one of the unique features of the county's public health facilities is that they operate very much like private ones do. At Adamsville, you will have a primary care physician who will track you to help you achieve optimum health. West End Medical Centers Incorporated provides that service at our Neighborhood Union Health Center and at Adamsville.
We are excited to take all of our wonderful programs over to the Adamsville site.
Dr. Teresa Jacobs is the energetic Chief Medical Officer of West End Medical Centers Incorporated, a network of 6 community health centers serving Metro Atlanta since 1976. In addition to primary care, West End Medical will provide behavioral health and dental services at Adamsville also. West End is justifiably proud of a recent new certification.
I'm real excited to announce that West End Medical Center was the first community health center in the state of Georgia that was actually certified by the Joint Commissions as a patient-centered medical home, meaning that so we're Joint Commission qualified, and then we have the added certification of being a medical home. So not only do we do the baseline, but we go above and beyond what is expected of us.
Dr. Jacobs says the key to wellness is partnership.
Our patient-centered medical home, it centers around the patient. Our primary care providers actually do outreach to referral specialists. They also make sure the patients get their labs and they get everything that they need. And what's really wonderful about that is that we include the family as well, because you can't just treat a patient and not treat the family. So you got to have the entire family unit to be involved in the care of the patient.
And the partnership extends to the entire community.
We've kind of embraced the community. We've actually had field trips to our neighborhood grocery store. We've taken groups of young people to show them how to pick out fresh fruits and vegetables and what meats are the best and how to read labels.
The steering committee guiding the opening of the Adamsville Regional Health Center took a look around as it held its final meeting. In late May, West End Medical will take hold of the healthcare reins of the new center, bringing on board case managers, patient navigators, and community health workers, as well as doctors, nurses, and other medical professionals.
In addition to the medical professionals, there are a host of other professionals providing services in one place on common ground at Adamsville. You'll have access to a computer lab, you can get help finding work, and you will have access to information in the library reading room.
Michelle Violette, the interim head of the Office of Workforce Development, is looking forward to the day her staff moves into the Adamsville Regional Health Center.
We'll have on-site recruitment events where employers will come in and assist the customers with finding employment. And so we're just so excited to be able to offer all of these services here in the community.
What she's describing will eventually look like the workforce space at the North Fulton Service Center and offer the same extensive list of services.
We'll be offering services that provide job search assistance, resume writing, interviewing skills. We'll have a full resource room with a resource center attendant who will assist customers with creating an email address and creating cover letters and resumes via the computer, also job search.
Leonard Westmoreland, manager of the Office of Emergency and Transitional Housing, will have a fully staffed office here as well. He says the location is perfect.
The idea of a one-stop center and with all the services here in one location is easily accessible to the community. We're right in the heart of the community.
As for the services that will be available in housing,
the Office of Emergency and Transitional Housing, we have staff located here in the Adamsville Regional Center to provide emergency assistance for persons, citizens who may be in need of housing counseling, may be in need, about to be evicted, may have rental issues with the need assistance. We'll be able to provide them with both counseling and some financial assistance. In instances where individuals are homeless, and we'll be able to provide them with a housing placement and assist them in kind of transitioning from the homelessness into a permanent housing situation.
Keeping healthy and staying fit also means getting back to more active lifestyles. At the Adamsville Health Center, gardening and biking or walking will help clients to do that. We'll have more on that after a break. Hi, welcome back to Common Ground. I'm your host, Lynn Vaughn, and we're reviewing the remarkable services available at the new Adamsville Regional Health Center. Good health means chucking sedentary lifestyles and becoming active. At the health center, you can get started by trying to learn to garden. This is the Adamsville Health Center's community garden. The beds have been planted and secured with two goals in mind. First, they will be used to teach people how to grow their own food. And secondly, working in the garden will be a good source of exercise.
In a conference room on the main level, the Health and Human Services Management team held its last pre-opening meeting, then took a walking tour of the center. The team makes its way down the wide stairs to the health services area. They check to make sure computers, photocopiers, and telephones will be in the most effective and convenient places. They give the offices and the public spaces the once over. Very soon now, the center will be open for business. The Deputy Director of Environmental Health Services, Kevin Jones, takes FGTV to the outdoor spaces. He describes the benefits of the community garden and a proposed bicycle walking trail that's in the works.
What we want to do is we want to promote healthy eating and healthy living styles. So there are going to be classes teaching people how to plant their own vegetable gardens, and also they can use this over here as a resource for themselves for food. It's going to be more like also a teaching tool. So if you want to go home and plant your own vegetable garden, that's something that you can do. And it's part of a holistic process of promoting a healthy lifestyle. There's a very nice walking trail that we have behind the community garden where people can go and take a walk and just kind of commune with nature. It's not all about just clinical health. What we're trying to do is a whole integrated health process, and healthy eating and healthy living and exercising is part of that process.
Some of the planting beds are higher than the others. They have been raised to accommodate persons who use wheelchairs. The county wants to make sure that everyone has equal access to every part of the new Adamsville Regional Health Center. On a project of this size, there has to be someone responsible for making all of these various parts come together. Well, this was the county's first from-the-ground-up health center in decades, and BDR Synergy managed this project.
We manage time, money, which is the budget, the schedule, and the process.
Ralph Phillips is Executive Vice President and Principal of BDR Synergy, a general contracting, interior build-out, and construction management firm. As we survey the center's child care drop-off area, which is beginning to take shape, he echoes the architect's sentiment that community involvement in the project was key.
Well, that was the number one thing in the community meetings. They wanted to make sure we had a quality project in this neighborhood, and that was the first and foremost thing that we want to assure the community of, is that they were getting a quality project, which they have. They wanted to make sure it was going to be done in time enough, because a lot of times these projects can lag out a little bit. And that was one of the key things on our list of things, is to make sure that we got the budget, the quality, and the schedule.
Empty a week ago, this health center waiting room now has chairs in anticipation of clients and staff. Phillips says juggling all of the pieces was essential to get to this point, and timing was critical.
Considering it was a very fast-track project, and to start from nothing at the very beginning, in my opinion, we did excellent. We had to come up with a design to make sure that the site was ready for the development, and then implement that design with the user's requirements and what Fulton County needed. So, in my opinion, I think Fulton County would agree we did an excellent project, or excellent job.
And taxpayers will see for themselves, he says, the very highest standards have been met.
And residents did see for themselves that the very highest standards were met in the construction of the new Adamsville Regional Health Center. Now, when we come back, the way to call for an appointment or to visit. And that's another edition of Common Ground. Thank you for joining us. To make an appointment at Adamsville or get information, call 404-613-4215. To reach the Fulton County Health Services Department, call the main number, and that's 404-612-1211. Or you can visit the department's website. That's fultoncountygahealth.org. And remember, take good care of yourself and your loved ones. And when you need us, Fulton County Health Services is there. I'm Lynn Vaughn. Join us here next time on Common Ground.